All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
Good evening, everyone. This is yours truly, Dr. Fabulous, coming to you from the city country of Hinesville, Georgia. And tonight, first, let me say welcome back, everyone, because we were not here last week because everybody had a little something to do, and we wanted everyone to have a chance to celebrate and do what they needed to do. So last week we were not here, but we are back. I wish I could sing that Welcome Back Carter song. Welcome back. I don't know the words, so that's all y'all get. But anyway, nevertheless, as I said, I am yours truly, Dr. Fabulous, and we are doing part 2 of, guess what, y'all? Online dating and how you communicate with the individual that you're dealing with. And I want to say sometimes when we talk about how we deal or communicate with people, it's sometimes women think that they're being all, how do you say, coy, but in other words, sometimes they're actually leading the men on. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you, Lady T.
Welcome, everyone. I am so excited, about part 2 because now we are ready to get into the nitty gritty. So thank you for attending, and I'm coming live from the 305.
All right. So, Special K is coming your way.
Okay, thank you. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Special K. I'm here in the beautiful city of Savannah, Georgia. Just want to welcome everyone and thank you for being a part of Upscale Love for You tonight. And now I'm going to pass this over to none other than our distinguished brother.
Good evening, everyone. This is Distinguished Brother coming to you from Snellville, Georgia. Just wanted to say we are going to enjoy this evening, have a good time, and try to stimulate your mind.
Okay. Well, stimulate the mind, distinguished brother. And last but not least, I'm sorry, not last but not least, we have Dr. Feelgood. Are you ready, Dr. Feelgood? Or do you want me to go over to Mr. Jax? You on mute, Feelgood.
Always ready and steady, Dr. Fab. You know I'm ready. No, I'm not on mute. I got it on.
Okay, you were on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, Dr. Fab. I'm always here to do the right thing and make it swing. This is Dr. Feelgood, man with the golden voice, the ladies' choice, of course, with the Rolls Royce, coming to you live from the.
It's called a little media delay. We hear you, but you're breaking up.
All these.
It's not swinging.
But I can make it feel right. I'm passing it over to my man Action, last name Jackson. Make it happen, Action.
Good night, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode. It's been a great show. I'm coming from ATL, the Hot Atlanta, so let's get the show started.
Okay, well, thank you, everyone. As they said, tonight is part 2, and we are definitely going to talk about it. But first, let me give you a little insight about Upscale Love for You. If this is your very first time joining us, Upscale Love is formulated to entertain, educate, and facilitate self-help, self-love, and everything you want or wish to know about love, relationships, dating, and yes, marriage. Upscale Love brings very hot topics, sensitive issues, and things that you really need to talk about, whether you're talking about it with your friends, your neighbors, your children. We are here to talk about it and explore it all. We are here just for you. Even if you're looking for ways to pass the time or genuinely looking for a good conversation, Upscale Love is here to stay and here to come your way with everything that you need to know about love and relationships. So, tonight, part two of online dating and how to communicate with the person you're talking to on the phone. So I just want to ask this question. Good evening, everyone. I want to ask this question. When you're online dating and you're trying to feel the person out about a particular conversation, and even if it's a little explicit, I want someone to tell me, do you just go into it full throttle or do you beat around the bush? And I'm going to ask the distinguished brother to tell me how he would coerce or move the conversation along with that individual online if you're trying to talk about something a little intimate. So, how do you gauge that conversation, distinguished brother?
From first of all, can you all hear me?
We can.
Okay. From my point of view, if we are going that route, I guess I'm a little different, but I always try to make sure that is understood exactly what we're talking about. If you're going to
Okay.
get gay, then I have to make sure that you understand that one, I'm a man, you're a woman. What we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about. And if it gets to a point where you feel uncomfortable, you need to speak up. Otherwise, I'm going in and I'm going to get all the questions that I need answered up front. That includes what you like, what I like, what you don't like, what I don't, and maybe some things in the middle that are open for discussion. That's how I would basically approach it because we're all adults and just playing around tit for tat, this, well, I'm not sure that, no, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Just like I want to know exactly what you're talking
Okay. All right. So, you feel like being honest with the conversation is the best method of talking to someone and not beating around the bush, because I had a young lady to send in something that she said that she felt like she had been, how can I say, she said that she felt like he had overstepped his boundaries about the conversation, because she asked him what did he like to do for pleasure, and he said he enjoyed ice cream. And he went forward to explain the dynamics of how he licked ice cream, this and that and the other. But she felt like he was not actually talking about ice cream. He was talking about something other than ice cream. But I guess he was trying to see how she felt about it. But I after reading what she wrote, I felt like she led him into that conversation, because if a person tell you, well, what flavors of ice cream do you like? After he done went and explored and said different things about this ice cream, I thought that she led him on as well. So I'm sending in the chat, people, the links, because everyone was asking for the different links for the YouTube, our Facebook group and page. So I have put them in there for the 55th time, because I don't know why they're not staying, but it is there. So without further ado, I just did the ice opener. Kay, you're starting us out this evening. So go ahead, Special K, and give them what you got to say tonight about communicating
Oh,
on online dating.
all right, thank you, Dr. Fabulous. So I would think my strongest online dating tip would definitely be to take your time. I first think you should know within yourself a time frame that you're gonna kind of follow. You don't not to a T, but you know whatever makes you comfortable. If you're going to spend a certain amount of time that you want to just communicate with this person strictly on whatever dating app you're on, and then and just chatting from there, and then whether you decide to exchange numbers, and then finally when you feel comfortable, everybody has a different comfort level, I would say, that you may want to set up a meeting with the person in person. I just think just be patient. You listen and observe. That's the main thing. Take your time, don't rush, so you can really see the consistency and hopefully the true intentions of that person as best as you can. Also, I would say to ask questions. That's just me, in my opinion. I'm a communicator, so I'm going to ask questions. Ask questions to really get to know that this is someone you want to continue to speak to. And I would specifically ask questions based on what you're looking for. Like Dr. Fowler said, we distinguished brother said, I should say, we're all grown. Nobody has time to waste and to beat around the bush. So compatibility is a strong point. So if you like, say, to do something outdoors, I would think in those first conversations, you should ask that person, what do you like to do for fun? Do you like to be outside? Some people, men and women, don't like outside. I've heard it all. It's too hot to be outside to do anything. Some people want to be inside most of the time. So, just things you got to be straightforward to the point. And I just feel like the more you conversate and ask questions, trust me, the more you're going to learn about a person. But my question tonight, I have a few, so I know I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna just try to go. Um, I want to know, do you feel that a man or woman, should they be financially stable and comfortable in their finances before going online to meet someone to potentially date?
Oh,
Um,
please let me take that first.
sure, Lady T, go right ahead.
See, my problem I have, women and men, they put too much into, finances, because how can you know, how do you know that, that person, is your ride or die when you're going into the relationship, all about the dollar bill. Now, I'm like this. I can be the, breadwinner. However, long as I have a strong man standing by me who can pull his weight, I'm okay with it. I don't think money should be an issue, but that's my personal opinion. And that's why I think doesn't work, because when you find yourself in a bind, you can't pay your bills, you're living this like lifestyle, and something happens and you can't afford to keep it up. Now you got mental issues. Now you want to kill yourself or jump off the bridge or something. No, you need to find that person who's like grounded first, and then you guys can like work together. But those are just my thoughts.
Okay, thank you. I understand what you're saying. Anson, you had your hand up for a minute. Did you want to speak?
No, I was just clapping at what Lady T said, because that ain't nothing but the truth.
Okay, so let me give you guys an example to understand where my question is coming from. And I'm going to give you a personal example. So I had a situation where I met someone, it was through a dating app, and the guy did say in the beginning that he explained that he had an incident happen to him a few years back that put him out of work, and he was currently on disability. Nice looking guy, nice age. He wasn't an older guy, but things happened in life. He had an incident that happened. And so he did say from the beginning that his money was, he didn't have a whole lot of extra money. So it was like, okay, here we have somebody who put that out there. But now on my part, I had to exercise. If I continued or wanted to deal with this person, it was like I had to exercise complete patience, because as we talked a little more, when he said his finances weren't correct, I mean, I guess I didn't even think he meant they were that bad to where it was like he wasn't in a situation to date, to go out, to come to me. I could have came to him, but how long was I gonna, that's fine and dandy, I guess, for a period of time. But I just felt like, I guess it's up to what you're willing to take on, because this was somebody I could get to know him over the phone, but we couldn't do anything because he just did not have, and I'm not talking about nothing fabulous and extravagant, but that was, financially strapped to where you couldn't even make it, to come in town for a visit. So that puts a lot of pressure on the other person. So that's kind of where the gist of my question is coming from. Should people be, somewhat financially stable when they go into the arena of taking on to date someone, meeting someone new and taking that person on?
So,
I think it's
my apologies. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that he was disable or he had some type of abnormality as far as his physical features. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
got it now when you were talking about the pockets and not okay, I got you. I
no,
understand now.
no, he had an incident that happened to him a few years back that caused him to be on like a disability income, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So being that I guess was his only income, and we got bills to pay, rent, this, that, and the other, like that's all he could meet. He was not able to, you know, really date anyone because he had no finances, no extra finances for that.
But
And it
see,
made
that's
me
when the creativity come in. I mean, you can go to the $100 plate restaurant, but personally, I would rather you invite me over, have the rose petals on the floor, put the tea lights, get the scent going, fix me a dinner. I mean, whatever. We can
But if
have
he
hot
doesn't
dogs and
have the
chips.
finances to do any of that, he just
right.
doesn't have the finances, period. Whether he go get it from the Dollar Tree, you still got to pay for it unless you're gonna shoplift.
Right. And then how long? I mean, and again, I think key word is you're just meeting this person. I think it's a difference if you're with someone and they have an unfortunate accident and boom, they're no longer able to work or able to, have income.
Okay,
I
but what
I
you
Well,
wouldn't just
if he
said,
can't afford the Dollar Tree, then he got to go. I'm sorry.
no, but what you said, Kay, and I feel like it's an injustice to him because if he had it in his profile that these was his issues and you
No, he
choose to
did not.
select.
He did
Oh,
not
okay. I
have it in
thought you
his
said
profile. It was a conversation. So, you meet
okay.
somebody, they hit you, yeah, and then you start having that conversation and then it came up.
Okay. All
And
right,
I'm
I
just
got
saying it put me, yeah, in that position like, is this, something that
you.
I
It's
want
something
to
to deal with.
continue,
Okay.
yeah, to deal with? Because when we got to the point about talking about meeting, that's when the real financial issues, like the real issues came up. Like I understand that, but I didn't know like you didn't have finances to even have gas to come meet me. I'm talking about things like that.
I'm
Okay.
This
sorry. Kick his ass to the curb, Kay. Oh, you already did that.
yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. And but distinguished brother, you like go ahead.
Okay, can you guys?
We can
My
hear you.
Oh, okay. In that particular situation, all I can say is you did right because you have to go in knowing what you can and cannot accept, what you will and will not accept. Yes, he's in a bad situation. No, it's not his fault. No,
Right.
he didn't put himself there. Yes, he's doing the best he can. But by the same token, you have to determine what you're willing to accept, and if you want to go through those changes. So I don't think you did anything wrong. You got in, you found out the information you needed to find. Like we said from the beginning, you got to talk. You got to ask these questions. You got to ask questions a different way. You got to make sure that you're getting consistent answers. And if you get that, after a week or two, you have to determine, am I going to commit any more time to this? Or do I need to just cut ties, tell them to kick rocks, and move on?
Thank you. Absolutely. And I absolutely agree. That's it. I just, and I feel like everyone deserves love, but you have to, it's just based on you. You have to do what's best for you, and not, that's why I feel like I don't like to hurt people's feelings or anything, but I truly did feel like, I think he should have tried to have his finances just a little bit better before he got into the whole dating, pool, because to not be able to, nothing, have gas money, can't go, and people who
He
know
was
me
trying to
know.
pimp you, Kay.
I was
I'm
getting
sorry.
ready to
He was
say,
trying to
was
pimp
it
you.
a sincerity that
I
you
think
felt when speaking to him, or do
it
you feel it was
was.
part of a scam?
No, I felt it was a sincerity, because he was a single dad. He had custody of his two kids. Like I said, and we all know people who are in disability. It's a limited income. And he had his own place. He had his own car. I mean, the man wasn't like he was just no bum, a scrub. It just wasn't enough. Like, that's all he could do. His money went directly to his bills. What he needed, he just didn't have. When I say absolutely none, like I said, when he told me he didn't even have gas money to come this way, and it was like, I didn't have a problem coming there, but am I supposed to continue to always come there?
Well, the situation with his finances and this disability, it was a long term, or did it just happen, or was the future going to look brighter? I'm just like, where do you?
Right, and these are all things we talked about. Because, like I said, y'all may not think I'm a talker, but I am, and I ask questions, and that's exactly what it was. That's what made me kind of feel like to back off, because I asked him specifically, "Are you able to do work?" And he told me he could. And I mentioned something about, well, I know people who are on disability personally that can work, they're allowed to work up to a certain amount of hours. And I asked him about that, and he just kept saying, well, I don't know. I don't know. And I kindly said, well, maybe you should call down there and find out, things to kind of say, like you said, to kind of gauge, do you have an interest in trying to work at all? Or are you just content? At the end of the day, I felt that he was just content. And that's when I backed away.
Gotcha. Okay, well, everybody know how much they can handle and what they cannot handle, because if it's in a certain situation, if it's a temporary, sometimes you can deal with it, but when it's a long term and you haven't been in this relationship to know this person other than what the situation is now, sometimes you have to just think about, is this something that I can continuously deal with? Okay.
Right. Absolutely. So it just depends, is right, where you are in your life, your financial situation, if you're ready to take on that big of a task where you're going to be solely responsible for everything.
Okay. Well,
Would anybody else like to weigh in on the question, which was, should a man or woman be financially stable and comfortable in their finances before going online?
It's outside.
Before going online to meet someone to potentially date?
I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Yes is the most ideal thing, but I don't think that you have to in order to online date. If you if you feel that you are able to online date, then sure, why not? It's just like dating in real life. If you feel you're able to, then go ahead. Everything else is, you know, you just have to gauge, you have to judge for yourself. So to answer your question, yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, it's ideal to be financially stable, but no, you don't have to be.
Okay, well,
so
that's
can
fair.
I ask a question? I see your hand, Leanne. We're going to get to you, but Anson, to be specific when it comes down. So basically, if the person is not stable or financially, it's only going to remain as online dating or online chatting. Will it advance ever other than talking to a person online?
That depends on the person. So some people just like to go online to get attention.
Okay.
There's
Gotcha.
people that are attention whores. So
Okay.
you got plenty of men and women that do that. And
Gotcha.
if they feel like they want to do that, they're going to do that. That's something that I found is very prevalent in this online dating thing, is that a lot of women online just want attention.
Just want to chit chat.
No, they just want attention. They want to see
Oh,
who like them and who don't like them.
gotcha.
And they don't want to take it no further. You're
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
So,
Leanne, your hand was up first, and then Jerome.
But you kind of asked my question that maybe you're online dating because you're going to stay steady right where you are and not progress in the relationship, because you can meet someone, engage, and see if they're your type or you're their type, to see if they're going to put up with your shenanigans. So you kind of asked the question. It doesn't go any further. And Anson said it's for attention. Okay, attention is for company. So that just like communication, and you'll just never meet. Because once you find out that a person is once I find out, I have to speak for myself. Once I find out that you have financial issues, I'm not about to go any further or go into that relationship knowing you have financial problems, because I'm not trying to take care of nobody. We got to take care of each other, but not when you're broke fibro. So
Not broke
if you're
fibro.
online dating, yes, ma'am. If you're online dating and that person already giving you that cue that I don't have money for this, and that, you gotta kind of keep it and stay right where you are. You're not gonna like kick them to the curb, but you're gonna stay right there. You're not going any further.
Exactly.
Not going any further.
So that's why I believe that you should have the ability to, because if you're going online to date, like you said, Anson, unless outside of it just being for attention, but if you're truly going online to meet someone, then I think you should have, it somewhat together to be able to progress. And
so in saying that, okay, I understand. But in saying that, if you were interested, I'm just asking this question now, it's only a question. If you were interested in this individual, I heard you say that you had no problem with driving to see the individual. Would it have been a problem for you to take him out the first time financially?
I can tell you this, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Dutch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm gonna be real. It wouldn't have been a problem on my end financially to do it, but it is something that would have been new to me, to be in all honesty. So I would have done it, but then it's like, would I have been expected to keep doing it?
No. Because you can take a man out to dinner.
Right.
You can take a man to an event. But of course, in the long term of that relationship, I just feel like all the time, men shouldn't have to pay every time. Sometimes you can show your kindness, but I understand it was new and you didn't know him.
And I agree with you, Dr. Fabulous. I agree with you.
But it's
that
funny,
a man shouldn't have to pay all the time.
Right. I agree with that.
When it's new, we trying to get to know each other.
But
I'm not trying to spend your money.
Right.
We Dutching.
Dutch would be the best, but it's funny you say that, Dr. Fabulous, because that actually came into play. Because at the time, his birthday was coming up in a few weeks, and I offered to, but I said, if you could come here, I will book the room.
Oh.
All he had to do was pay for the room, and I was going to treat him to dinner for his birthday, right? He couldn't even do that. So it was like, come on. First of all, you're not coming to my house and stay the night, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know you like that. But you can't even book a room. Yeah, that particular situation just was a no-go for me.
Okay, all right. Well, I understand. Because I wanted to make it known, ladies do take men out from time to time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jerome, your hand is up. Jerome,
Yes.
were you high fiving? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. But this is what I feel, right? I feel like if you are having financial problems, dating in that moment should not be your focus. Okay?
Amen.
Focus should be
Thank you.
getting yourself back to, back good. Everybody we all have ups and downs. Some months you be like, damn, I'm a little tight, whatever. But if you are like, broke, dating shouldn't be in your focus right now. You got to focus on one thing at a time. You get what I'm saying? Now, um, I also feel like if you meet someone, say if I'm broke, the other person is broke, I do feel like it's so like those two people could date. Like I feel like you date within
So broke and
your
broke go together. Is that what you're
Broke
saying?
and broke equal two.
yes. I feel like that's okay, and you work your way up together. Like I feel like that's a good love story. You get what I'm saying? Like so
because when you all get your empire built, you say we came from rags to riches together. I got you.
correct,
I feel you. I got
correct.
you. I
I
got you on
also
that.
feel like that. So, and then I also feel like me, like okay, if I am where I am. I'm making, let's say, 100K.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I can date someone or pursue someone that makes 30. I'm not going to do that because if I can buy you a pair of Gucci slides, I want you to be able to buy me a pair of Gucci slides. Now, if I make 100 and you make 80, we could work with that. That's fine.
Okay,
Because
but
you
listen,
unequal
can
and
I
you'll
say
be
something
equally
to you?
yoked. You looking
We
for
don't have,
equally yoked. That's what you're
yeah,
looking for.
Okay,
yeah. Like we
no, no,
don't
no.
have to be we don't have to be 100 and 100. That's okay. But I couldn't do. I'm making 100 and you making 30.
Okay,
I
but listen, and I understand you're filling out financials. I got you. I got you. I understand that. But what I'm saying is if this is why I always say, ladies, listen to Dr. Fabulous and listen good, men too. I never ask anyone to purchase me anything because if you bought me them Gucci slides and you was looking for a pay in return, that means you wanted something because you gave something. Don't ever do that. If you're going to give a person a gift, let it be from your heart now, Jerome. Don't be giving no Gucci slides thinking you're going to get some Coco Chanel. You understand?
no,
You looking
I
for
get
tit for
that.
tat.
No, I do. I understand that.
Some
I
Okay,
Louis
that's what I'm trying to
Vuitton.
tell you.
I understand
I'm
that.
trying to tell you that because sometimes you might go on and get that Gucci pair of slides and give them to somebody, and they was like, "Ooh, he real nice," but you don't get nothing in return, and then your face is tight because you was expecting, "Oh, I gave them Gucci slides. They're gonna give me a Versace house robe, something like that." I'm just saying. So don't never give something thinking you're gonna get something in return because it may not happen that way.
No,
Okay.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
Mm-hmm.
right.
Are
Hmm.
you finished, Jerome? Because
Yes,
Anson,
I'm
you got
good.
your hand up.
I'm done. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerome.
Anson.
Well, I was on there first, but
Oh, I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
Anson.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who said they was on there
Well,
first? I didn't see no hand. I
Dr.
apologize.
Fab.
Oh, it's because it's right on the yellow. I'm just seeing it
Oh, okay.
myself. You
Oh,
see it
that's
Oh,
now?
see,
why.
your hand is on the yellow, and your
okay,
face
yeah.
is yellow.
Dr. Fab, you
Okay, move your head to the left, and then we can see it a little bit better.
just speak up, brother.
My other left.
Just go
All
to
right, here's the deal. If you don't work, you don't eat. So if you, like Jerome said, if you don't have the money, you don't need to be out there trying to get some honey. And that's on both ends. It's if you, because the thing is, if you don't have any money, you expect another person to actually give your whole ride. And that's not how it's supposed to work. people lose respect for people when they can't at least meet you. There's always workarounds. You don't have to be exactly equally yoked. You have to be complimentary. But
I
if it's
like that,
one way,
complimentary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
it's not complimentary. It's I'm doing my thing and I don't have to give you anything. So that's the kind of thing, is that if you can only take her out as a guy, if you can only take out on a coffee date. Lady T was talking about imagination. If she like you, she'll sit down in the park with you, broke as hell. If she's not feeling you, she gonna be like, hey, I like steak. I like lobster. I like collard greens. But yeah, the more women invest their time and money, the more they like you. So if you're broke, that's why Pookie be having 4 and 5 baby mamas. Cause he ain't got in money, he's slinging and slang.
But you know what? See,
go ahead.
That's the reason why I say, I guess I could have been a nun, cause sling don't impress me, not at all. You can keep your sling. Mm-hmm. So, Special K.
Anson still has his hands up.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I ain't even see that.
So, you all already know how I feel about this whole topic, because we was talking about online dating and somehow, some way we got switched over to finances, surprisingly.
And it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. I
Special
understand
K.
it.
But it tied into the online dating. That was the question.
Yeah, that was a nice tie-in. But either way, my whole point about this whole finance discussion, as usual, is you all are putting the cart before the horse. You all are worried about somebody else's finances before you even know if you like them or not. I think that should always be the priority in dating anyway. So yes, finances do matter, but one thing that we fail to acknowledge in these discussions is that your finances are your finances. If you choose to use your finances to go on a date and pay for it, that's what you choose to do. If he chooses to use his finances on you, that's what he chooses to do. So that is a fact that a lot of us on here never seem to acknowledge. Yes, finances matter. Yes, what someone has matters. But what they have is solely due to what they want. It's just like sex.
And you're
no man finna sit
right.
here and tell you to open your legs. You are giving it up when you want to.
You voluntarily did it, didn't it? That's right.
Exactly.
So they shouldn't have to pay for it. I hear
and
you
you're
on
right,
that
Anson.
now. That's right. Don't open
And
them
the thing
legs if
is,
you're
though,
trying
is
to get a
that
Gucci bag.
a lot of times people, yeah, they front. They act like they got money, and then you get attracted to their money.
And you really don't like them. You like the greenback that they come with. I hear what you all are saying.
But if you like somebody, like Anson said, it don't matter really how much money you got. If you like the person, you're gonna work around it. I mean, within reason. Like in Special K's reason, they lived in different towns, so that wasn't going to really work. So, but if you're in the same town and you know the person's working to get something, you work and you like them, you will work with them.
Yeah,
but it ain't gonna be 100 to 0. That person ain't gonna be giving everything and you give nothing, because that does not work.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're saying I get and I agree with you. You have good points, Anson. But at the end of the day, we also have to be realistic. Like, people sitting up here, y'all are not going to just be with someone who just doesn't have nothing at the end of the day. It's just not going to probably I mean, would you as a man, do you want to take care of a woman who just has nothing, doesn't work no job, and then you're expected down the line to pay all the bills and to do this, do that, da, da, da. You gotta
I'm
gauge
glad you
it.
asked that, because that is the whole reason for men chasing women. A lot of women feel like they don't need to have nothing. They feel like they are the prize. So a lot of women have this narrative where he gotta have this, he gotta have that, he gotta have this, but then you turn around and ask them, well, what you got?
Right.
I got me. That's the general response.
And
so
that's what, like Dr. Philgood said about being complimentary to each other.
But I'm glad you asked that question, because from a man's perspective, and when trying to attract a woman, 9 times out of 10, they usually don't have shit to offer for a man. They do
But
have
then
things to
9
offer.
times out
They
of
do
10,
have wait.
They got some
They do have things to offer, but they will not offer it to you as a man. They gonna sit on what they got. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is the woman's narrative, usually.
Okay, well, check this out. The same scenario that you're using about a man has his
Told me to
own.
bring you what?
Anyway.
Oh, the print.
Anyway, as I was saying, you have women, and I always say this, God knows I say this is being recorded. My husband left me to the point where, okay, I'm good. So I always say, my home that I have, I would never allow another man to move into the home that my husband had purchased for the two of us, because I know there are several women, and I've had this debate with numerous women. So you meet this man and he don't have a house and he can't afford to get you a house. So you're going to let him go because you don't want him to stay in the house that your husband bought? You're absolutely correct, because I feel like this is the home that we created together. So if you want me, we're going to get another home and we're going to create our castle together, because I'm not going to allow you the opportunity to stay in the castle that my husband made for us. And that may sound real harsh, but that's who I am. And some women would rather have a man move in. And my pastor preached about this, and I was like, wow, that's some deep junk. He says some women would love to have a man just to say they got a man, and they come in and live in a Section 8 apartment and eat up their children food stamps or WIC just to say they got a man. And I just feel like sometimes women just need to open their eyes and say, hey, that's not the way it's supposed to be. If you starting from ground zero together, and Jerome said that, if you start at ground zero together and you build your empire together, it's a great thing. But don't ever allow anyone to take advantage of what you have. You got to have something to come to the table other than, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but you got to have something. Jerome, you got your hand up. Jerome just high-fiving tonight.
Oh no, it takes me a while to unmute.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
okay. So if we going with that theory that Anson said, right? So at what point do you talk about or mention finances? Because I feel like if you meet somebody, okay, the first date, second date, you probably don't talk about it. The third date, fourth, whatever. So it's like do a year go by and then the person say, oh well, I'm in trouble with the IRS. I'm fighting the IRS. My account has been overdrawn. So you put all this time and energy, and it's like, well, why you ain't been tell me that? I'm
but
not gonna
I'm
marry
not
you.
Because
saying
it's
that
none of
you're
your
going to waste
business
an
until it's your
entire
business.
year. You're not going to waste an entire year. As I would say, I know y'all going to cut me with a knife when I say this. The old 90-day rule, you can kind of figure out somebody in 90 days. I don't care what you say, you're going to get some sign from that individual. And you need to gauge yourself. If you really care for this person, are you starting to really like this person? Because believe it or not, the more time you spend with an individual, they start to grow on you. So if they're growing on you, that's when you start to ask about certain things. That's just like you have people that date individuals, and we got to have this conversation because somebody brought it up about dating a married man and a married woman. We're gonna get back to that. But you have people that date people for a whole 2 and 3 months and don't never ask if those individuals are married. And how about at the end of the road, 2, 3 months down the line, you start to talking about different things, and then they say, "Oh, by the way, I'm married." But guess what? You never asked that question. So they weren't wrong if that's what they normally do. I know it's online dating, but like you say, you have to ask certain questions to know where you're going, because everybody that's on an online dating site, either they're dating for fun or they're dating with a purpose. Leanne, you had your hand up.
Yes, but you said 90 days, and what Jerome was saying was if they're in trouble with the IRS, you could date a person a whole year or two and still don't know that they're in trouble with the IRS.
Yeah, that's true, unless they tell you.
Right. They fool you, just like child support. Let's talk about child support. A man could date you, get ready to marry you. You know they got a child, but you didn't know that he was 80,000 backlog in child support.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
wouldn't know that.
Certain conversations you definitely have to have.
Right. You're gonna
but
have
then,
conversations, but people do lie.
Yeah, but even then, even so, how would you know unless you had his social or information to pull that up? If they
You
don't
call you call your
won't really
girlfriend
know.
who work in that kind of field and see what he got.
I
And
mean,
how do
you
you
won't.
bring it up? Go ahead, Lady K.
I was just gonna say, in certain situations about people, there are just things that you're just never gonna know until, like you said, it could be time, years down the line. You know, I feel like, in all honesty, dating and relationships are really a chance. It's You can try your
chance
best,
or
of
challenge.
course. Yeah, you can try your best to try to get the right person, and you can get. But I mean, let's be go. Everybody knows an experience or somebody who thought they had the perfect man or the perfect woman, and down the line somewhere there was some lies that were told, or you find out this person wasn't who they say they are. I mean, so I don't think we're never going to can always say we just know. In dating, you're going to take that chance, but I feel like you should do the best that you can. Like you said, definitely communicate, definitely ask questions. If you feel everybody has their different who they want to date and their different values in dating, if when you start to feel something's not right for you, out most of us on this panel are over a certain age bracket. Why waste our time? And that's just my personal, opinion on it. But things like you said, Leanne, child support, IRS issues, that's something you're not gonna know and most people don't ask people those specific questions right off the top. So how would you ever know that?
I do.
So you ask them, hey, you got back child support you owe?
I say, how old are your kids?
Uh-huh.
And are you squared away with their child support? Because I'm not about
Really?
to help you if we vibing, because I'm gonna call it vibing right now. If I'm vibing with this dude and everything is peaches and cream, I gotta start digging into the negative. I gotta pull something out of you that you have it that I feel like, okay, so I don't cover all the bases. He's not married. I'm really vibing with him. Even if I'm having sex with him, I still need to go a little deeper before we go a little serious.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Anson,
Yeah.
you got your hand up.
Yeah, I have one question for everyone. I usually don't ask questions, but I'm gonna ask this one.
Ask.
Do you consider yourself a sociable person? If you do, then dating shouldn't be a problem for you. If you're sociable and you know how to get to know someone, then you shouldn't have a problem dating. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so that was more of a statement. You asked if you're sociable. Okay, that's the question.
Yep.
I believe that everyone that's on this podcast would be considered sociable, because guess what? If you're not sociable, you don't come and, do certain things such as this. The second thing is, you could be a sociable person, but have a fear or a phobia to go up to someone and actually talk. Now, I'm a talker. I can talk to anybody. White, black, blue, brown, zebra stripe, it don't matter. I can talk to them. But some people don't have the gift for gab, or how can I say, lead in. They could naturally be shy. I'm not going to say, Special K, would you consider yourself a very outgoing person that will walk up to a man and actually speak or introduce yourself to him, or would you consider yourself somewhat shy?
I'm somewhat shy, but for me, it's like in different arenas, though. You wouldn't believe I'm comfortable. I'm a little different in certain settings, put it like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the question I'm going to say is, when you're online, and no one on this panel can say that this is not true. When you're online and you see someone that's visual to the eye and they have just caught your attention, do you not automatically type them a quick hello, just checking in to say hello and compliment on beard or eyes or whatever you see about that individual? Or do you just keep on swiping? And that's why I say online dating, either you're going to reel the fish in and talk to it for a while and then throw it back out, or you're going to reel it in and continue to try to discover, is this really a fish or is it a toad? Okay. You got me.
But I
So,
think what you just mentioned is more so along the lines of making the first move. That's a whole different topic. I mean, that's a whole different aspect of
that
socialization. Like
I
you
was
can make the
getting it
first
out there
move,
because
but
I know when you see something that you're interested in, guess what? You're willing to take that first step. But if you're not interested in it, you keep it moving.
not necessarily. I'm a
Oh,
very outgoing person, but there's plenty of women I've seen online that I choose not to approach.
okay.
It doesn't mean that I'm afraid. It means I just don't feel like it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, when I see a Maserati, I'm a hey. Anywho, the next person up, come on, where are you? Thank you so much, Kay. Are you finished?
I mean, I had another question, but that
Okay,
one
go
took
right
up.
ahead.
No. It took up so much time. I know we gotta give everybody else a chance.
No,
So
okay, go. I want to hear it. Go, go, go.
this
You got
question,
my
okay.
ears peaked.
Oh, okay. So now this one, okay. So how do you guys feel about in the current state of transsexual men and women that are out here now? Because some of these men that are trans, they look so good. You can't tell sometimes by the visual eye. I don't know. I'm speaking as a woman. I never try to speak for a man. I don't know if men can tell just by visuals or not. But I'm just okay. So in the current state of that, and so I've seen some women that are, I'm not sure what are the women. Those are trans men, right? Women that have changed over to men, I believe. And I've seen
Yeah.
some of okay, and I've seen some of them look like to the eye, like wow, very handsome men. So with and then we have the stage of
Well, I ain't never seen that.
oh,
I ain't never seen
I'm
it,
gonna show
Kay.
you.
Oh,
You'll
Show
be
you need to
me.
take you to
surprised.
South Beach and hang out. You will
You'll
see
be
it.
surprised.
And
So
some
And
of
this
the
is
so
men
you
look
saying,
better
wait,
than
wait, wait, wait.
women.
You're saying these are women
that
that
are
are
now
now
men.
men?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Tendon.
they have lace front beards now.
And look good. I
Yes.
mean, I seen one on TikTok and could not believe that was used to be a
Used to be a
female.
lady?
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, I haven't seen that. And I guess that inner sensory would probably, no. I just,
So
I'm hard to be tricked up.
So that's the whole thing. See, when we're online, our first appearance that's going to catch our eye is just a photo, right? So that's leading to my question. So with that current state, and then you have men and that are bisexual and women that are bisexual, men that are, what we said once show before, down low, meaning they could be into women, but they sleep with men on the side. Is it fair to ask someone their sexual preference in that first, initial communication? Or if they were born male or female, as like one of your introductory questions when meeting someone online?
Well, I'm gonna say yes, because if you want to know, you need to know.
That's right. Yes, all day.
All day long.
Every day, 2 times a day, even nowadays. Because
that's what I'm saying in the current state, right? It's like nowadays things are a lot different than it used to be. You gotta kind of
see medical records. We're not just asking damn questions.
You gotta see ID and all. I'm sorry.
gotta see baby pictures, birth certificates.
Baby pictures don't work, and this is why baby pictures don't work. You have Photoshop. You can Photoshop anything. I need medical records. You know what? Here's my clinic. You give me your clinic. We go get tested. I want the envelope sealed when you bring it back to me so that I know what the hell I'm getting.
And so you're asking for that before you get into a serious relationship with these individuals.
That's right. Don't even kiss.
Okay.
My wife and I did the same thing before we got intimate. She went, I went, we exchanged envelopes just to make sure that everybody was clean and happy.
Well, all righty then. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right, because you got to get tested for AIDS and everything else.
Every damn thing else.
Right.
And don't forget, you have to go to the dentist. Okay, that's a price.
Okay.
Wonder where you got that from.
Do you have dental insurance?
That dental down.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
Papa Doc, you know you are number one in that area.
Oh. Because of a man smiling with one tooth, you already know gingivitis. Okay.
Okay, so speaking, do anybody watch Sisters? Not Sisters. It's not Sisters. The one that come afterwards. Fatima and Zach. Because the guy was on the down low. Well, he was bisexual.
Cute.
Y'all watch
Cute.
The Chinese guy.
No.
Yes. Okay, so you saw it because they were riding in the car, and Zach got drunk and acted out of character. But the other guy, and I can't remember his name, kept asking him the questions about, is he bisexual? Because he was the one that's bisexual and didn't want to get it out until Fatima and the girl was in the car saying, is my man bisexual? You do have to ask.
Okay. So ladies,
check. And you have to check.
Ladies, the question is, if you met a guy, you were attracted to this individual, you got to this conversation and you asked, are you bisexual? And he told you yes. Would you continue on with that relationship or would you cut it off? And I'm going to be the first to answer that. I would say
I'm cutting it off.
I will cut it off because in the subconscious of my back mind, I would be thinking, is he really attracted to me or do I remind him of a man he used to be with?
I'm cutting it off. I'm cutting it off too, Dr. Fab.
I'm cutting it off. That's just not for me. I'm not going to say no more. It's just not for me.
With it. Not at all.
I'm not competing with no man, okay?
Because you can't.
You will never win.
You'll never, ever win. So back to subject. We are going to move right along. And our next person was Distinguished Brother. Distinguished Brother, are you ready?
Are we back to communication or are we going over something else right now?
No. We back to communicating. You know, we get sidetracked, but we bring it on back.
Okay. All right. As far as communication is concerned, again, I'm just a straightforward person. We're both adults. There are certain things that I need to know. And as far as a flow is concerned, you start with the general stuff. Doing your job, where you stay, uh, what do you like, sports, the type of weather. But in my opinion, as we progress, if it gets past the first week, then we got to start asking some more interesting and deeper questions. I do need.
I want to ask you right quickly, distinguished brother, and is it just when a person asks you, so what do you do? How do you feel, or how does that make you feel when a person says, so what do you do? Suppose you don't do anything. You gonna tell them I don't do nothing?
Yeah.
Oh,
You,
okay.
I mean, like in my situation right now with me and my wife, if something happened to her and I had to start over, a person would ask me, "So, what is your job?" I ain't got a job. I'm gonna be point blank. I don't have a job. I work for myself. So,
So you
that's
would
what
say your response would be, since you work for yourself, you're an entrepreneur, right?
entrepreneur, or to see where sometimes just to mess with people and see where their minds are. I just say I don't have a job.
Oh,
Now,
okay, got you.
yeah, I'm gonna get one of two responses. Oh, you don't have a job. So A, how do you take care of yourself? Which lets me know that they're thinking beyond how much or how deep it is pocket. And then B, if they say, well, you ain't got no job, we don't have time for it. I don't have time for you. That lets me know this might just be a goal digger. Because there are people out there now, especially with the way things are today, you don't necessarily have to have a job. You can have your own side hustle. You can have a business. You can run an Airbnb. You can be, they now have online real estate that you can purchase and buy. So you're not buying real land. You can buy virtual. So there are lots of things that you can do. So when a person says, I don't have a job, you have to start thinking beyond that. If I'm getting with somebody that's all they hear is job and I gotta have this BMW, I gotta have the big 5 bedroom, 4 bath house, I don't need to be bothered. Whether I can afford that or not, it's not for me. And that's why I say communication has to be a progressive thing. Just like when you meet somebody the first time at a bar or in a club or on the street, you
Or
start
at
with
church.
or yeah, okay. For me, church would be a little odd, but okay.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, you have those basic conversations. But if you feel yourself being drawn into that person and it's gone 5, 7 days, it's now time to start to determine, am I actually going to commit any more time to this? And if so, we got to start having some real discussion.
Did
One,
something happen?
what do you
Cause
mean?
it just started going down like real volume. Did anybody else volume go down?
No,
Yeah, your
mine just,
voice got lower.
Yes, mine did.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I was tripping. Okay.
okay. But you have to start asking, you know, as we just said, are you really a woman? What are your preferences? What do you like to do outside of work? If it gets to the point where we're going to start dating, you know, how or what do you like to do? When do you like to do? What type of schedule do you have that we can try to work something out? Do you have kids? Are they at home?
Okay.
Do
Well, I'm
you
gonna stop you right there, distinguished brother, because I want to see this in action. So I know that you're married, and I know Leanne is not married, but I want you to communicate with Leanne as if you all were having this actual conversation online, because I like to get that hands-on experience and see how it looks actually in action. So, distinguished brother, this is gonna be your first phone call date to Leanne. I want you to go ring, 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 and Leanne, you're gonna answer, and you're gonna go from there. Okay, so Leanne, can you handle that?
Yes, I can.
All right. So, distinguished brother, it's all on you.
all right,
Ding,
we go.
ding.
Ring.
Hello.
Hey, Leanne, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am good. This is Distinguished Brother here. We met online and I decided to give you a call. You said it was okay. Is this a time for you?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So I just want to get to know you a little bit better outside of what you put online, because as you know, you can put anything online, but when you really start talking to people, you get to know them a lot better. So tell me, what is it that you do for a living, for income?
Living, what I do for a living, I'm an accounting supervisor for the school board of Miami-Dade County.
Okay, awesome. So I'm assuming that's a 8 hour, 5 day a week job, or are you tied up on the weekends?
Sometimes 10. I make myself available on the weekends. Sometimes I have to work on the weekends, but I do what I have to do.
Okay.
I make time. That's not a problem.
Okay. And since we are, obviously looking to find somebody to actually start spending some time with, do you have anything that would prevent you from spending time, as far as, say, kids at home, maybe you have responsibilities with parents, friends, some other thing like that?
I make time for what I want to do.
Like that gives me some ideas of how that might work out.
I don't have anything. I don't have any little babies. I don't have to care for any parents. I do have a dog I have to care for.
All right.
But I can always, get assistance there.
What's the dog's name?
Her name is Kylie. She's a Yorkie, and that's my baby.
Okay, so you're one of those fur baby people. Okay.
Yes, I am.
It gives me a little bit of insight into things. So tell me, what information were you interested in finding out about myself?
Okay, so where do you work? What do you do?
IT. I work for a company, Cox Communications. I do IT. There are times that I'm on a 24-hour schedule. But like you, I make time for what I want to make time for.
Okay, how long have you been there?
About 10 years.
Oh, okay. All right. What did you do before that?
Was trying to describe it in a way that makes sense. Let's just say it was construction. I did a little bit of everything in the outdoor world before I got into IT.
Oh, okay. What do you like to do in your favorite pastime?
I am an avid football fan, and I like video games.
And what's your team for football?
Right now, the Falcons. That's always been my team. That's where I grew up, born and raised, following the Falcons.
Okay. I'm a football girl too. So,
what team did you say?
He said the Falcons. He said the Falcons.
Oh, the Dirty Birds. Okay.
Yes.
Dirty Birds.
Did you charge his iPad?
Yes, but I'm a Steelers girl, and I do watch football. I love football. I do travel every now and then to Atlanta to see a game or two. But I live in Miami, and I root for the Dolphins only because I'm here. As long as they're not playing my team.
Okay.
That's for all my Dolphin people, So
you do actually go to the games.
Yes, I do. I am a football girl, college, pro, and high school.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut you right here. I think that you all, okay, everybody on this panel, tell me how you all think that call went. Was it a good call, or was it more of a cold call? Do y'all know what a cold call is?
I think it was a good call. I think it was a good call, but it's sections that were kind of cold because Leanne was like right on it. She didn't give you time to think. She wanted the answer. And I think that kind of
intimidated.
Yeah, it made him a little intimidated because now he's trying to figure out his move. He's trying to figure out his path that he's going to take. But you guys did great.
Okay, so we had distinguished brother and Leanne. We're gonna take it to the next notch. I would like for Lady T to be the aggressor and call Papa Docs. Papa Docs, can you take a call at this time? I guess Papa Docs.
Ring,
yeah.
Ring, ring.
Ring. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how may I help you?
You
Who do
called
I
him,
have?
Lady T.
Right.
Oh, he
Who
was
do I?
calling me.
No,
Who
you
do I?
was calling him. You the
Oh,
Right.
aggressor.
okay. Sorry,
So
my bad.
so who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
This is Lady T.
Hello, Lady T. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I see your profile picture was very interesting. Where do you work?
I'm self-employed.
That's nice. Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Maryland.
Maryland. Interesting because your profile said that you're in Miami.
Well, I travel for a living, so I'm in
Oh,
one city today and another city tomorrow, baby.
okay. And you're on this dating app. So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a lady to settle down with, somewhere. I have no preference of where, so I'm meeting ladies amongst my work. So you know,
Oh, so you
I have
travel and you're meeting ladies and you're not really settled down. Hmm. So what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for a one night stand? Are you looking for just someone to keep you company, or you just want to hit it and quit it? What are you looking
so
for?
no. I'm looking to settle down. I know I'm traveling. Not so much as to hit and quit it, but someone that match me and could help me settle the way I would like to be settled.
Okay.
Because I'm
So
somewhat settled.
what exactly are you looking for in a female?
A woman that knows how to treat a man or knows how to be with a man.
That's so vague. You need to give me more
That's
detail.
vague.
That's
That's
very
vague.
vague. That's so rehearsed.
Okay, because all women don't know how to be with men.
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. That's the
like,
junk
what do
that
you
was.
want? Do you want a fun, outgoing, want to travel type person? Do you want someone at home that's, domesticated? Do you want like 50-50? Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's perfect because I want all of the above.
Oh, but you couldn't tell me that. See, you don't
I
know what you want.
I couldn't put it in those words, and um you help you help me put it together right there with that. So
Okay. So let me ask you this. You said you travel. So when you're home, do you want to like chill with a movie? Do you want to go and do something fun? Or would you rather just um lay around?
so uh, maybe after one day's rest, I'm energetic. I'm good to do anything. So we can go out and about the town. I love to eat out because I'm always traveling. I love to eat in too if I have a
Okay.
woman that cooks. So so someone that could, she could be um, a homebody when we're home, and then when we're out, we can have a good time. So yeah, just I want a person that can evolve with it all. No matter what the setting is, she
Okay.
could excel at that.
Okay. So let me ask you this because I don't believe in, wasting your time. So I'm just going to be a little bit aggressive, okay? And I hope you can handle it. So have you ever been to jail?
No,
Okay. Have you ever had sex with a man?
no,
Do you have HIV?
no,
Do you have you ever had a DUI?
no.
Oh, okay. So far you're looking good. So let me ask you this last question. Do you believe in being faithful, or do you portray it?
Do I say that one more time? I'm sorry.
I said, do you believe in being faithful, or do you portray being faithful?
No, I believe in being faithful.
So you mean to tell me if you and I, we're together, you can, and you're traveling on the road, you have all these different type of people you meet, you can still, be faithful to me?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, because
That's what.
I know those
That's
truck stops have tricks, and
so. So let me explain it to
Mhm.
you like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the
It
purpose
called
of
one.
the purpose of settling down with someone is to um, not be out and about and spreading it all around the town. You know,
Correct.
um, because spreading around the town, I mean, it could be done. It's easily, any man can spread it around town, especially if he's, financially wealthy enough. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's how the world is made up. So, yeah, but that's not what I'm interested in at this moment. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How would I make you smile?
Just by being attentive to me, I'm very affectionate, and I'm looking for an affectionate person to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And if your affection can make, if our affections connect, then it'll all work out.
Okay, okay. Well,
So
I
let me
guess we
ask
have
you
to see.
this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you. So, do you have children?
I do.
Are you interested in having more children?
No, I am not.
Um, okay. What if I wanted to have more children?
I'm sorry. I do not want any more children. I'm not the one for you.
Well, I think the conversation is over. That was
That's
great role
that
play.
that that was the dial tone right there.
I'm sorry. I
Mhm.
am not.
Okay, so we got one more couple that I want to hear this role play, and these two, I really want to hear the role play. Anson, Anson, are you willing to participate?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna let you choose. You're gonna participate either with Andreen or Special K. You take your pick, but I want you to reel them in with some suaveness.
All right, Andreen.
Okay, you taking Andreen. Andreen, you ready? Because Anson is getting ready to put it on you. You are going to melt, Andreen. Go
Okay,
ahead, Anson.
I'm ready.
This is Communicating Online Dating 101 from Anson.
Am I gonna get a phone ring or are you gonna ring for me?
Ring, ring. Answer, Andreen.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Is this Andreen?
Yes, this is her.
How you doing? This is Anson. I messaged you on the site.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm more interested in how you're doing. What's going on with you? How you feeling today?
All is well. I'm feeling well and everything is good.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're going throughout your day without no hiccups. We all want those.
How's
So
your
I'm doing all right. My day has been going so far. It's doing better now since I'm talking to you. I've been
oh,
wanting to talk to you all day.
that's a good.
I'm glad that you picked up because I was a little bit nervous. I didn't know if you would pick up or not. So I'm glad
No, I'm
you
all I think part of being online and part of dating is getting to know people and talk to other people. You might make a connection, you might make a friend. It all depends.
well, I'm glad that you have an optimistic view on this because I'm definitely optimistic in getting to know you. Matter of fact, I would love to get to know you if you would allow me to. So what
Sure.
you say? Well, hey, if you allow me to get to know you, I'm definitely more than willing to take the steps in your direction.
Yep.
Just lead the way and I will follow.
Okay, well, you let me know and we can definitely connect and see how it works out.
All right. Well, what's the best time for you?
I am definitely more of an evening and I'm a night owl, so I'm up late, but in the evenings are best for me.
Okay, well, hey, look, as soon as you're available, so am I.
All right, well, you let me know. That's why on a soft side topic, I don't know what I feel like with online dating. It's just like regular dating. I'm confused as to why we even need these role plays. Like, I feel like when you go online, you're looking to meet someone. I am surprised to hear men saying women looking for attention because you get attention on the street. Why am I going to be online looking for attention?
You hear that, Papa Dog?
Yeah.
Say, why you going online looking for attention?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to have no babies and be a daddy.
Hallelujah.
You don't know that.
I feel the same way Andrew feels. That's the same thing I've learned since I got to the hospital. That this online dating thing is just like dating in real life. It ain't no difference.
Yeah. I actually feel online easier because I feel like it's easier to let them down before you've met them. Like if I meet you, like when I get with you online, and if you're like talking too much politics or too crazy, or I can't follow you, I feel like it's easier. But when it's like in person, I always felt like it was harder to be like, well, no. So I don't know, but
Andreen, this is the shoe in. Ladies, get this one. When you talking on the telephone and you really not interested, can you hold on a moment, please? Put the phone down, come back. Can I call you back? That's my daughter calling, and I got to take this call. And that means never. Oh, I shouldn't say this, Jesus, because it's being recorded. But anyway, we know how to exit stage left in a nice manner. So thank you two for participating in this role play. I am so excited. I've enjoyed that. And I'm going to turn it over to the one, the only Dr. Feelgood. Can you hear me, Dr. Feelgood?
Loud and clear. Hey, what I want to talk about in the realm of communications is how are we able to talk without hearing each other? Men and women communicate differently. Men can have a conversation without saying a word or saying very few words and have a full conversation. Women can talk to each other for hours, and I've seen it. You can't lie to me on this one. And they ain't said nothing. So how do we bridge that gap between and to communicate? Women talk feelings, men talk logic.
Dr. Feelgood.
Yes.
Repeat that. Women speak logic also.
No, I didn't say they didn't. I'm just saying generally, women speak with feelings, men speak with knowledge, with logic. That doesn't mean a man can't speak emotionally because we've seen a bunch of men act emotionally.
I don't agree
Go
with
ahead,
that.
Anson.
My short answer to the question is listening. I feel like you can understand someone if you listen in the first damn place. The problem that I've found with people is that they don't listen because they're so really ready to speak. And that one thing I told one of my employees years ago is that you can't be listening if you're always thinking of something to say. So learn to shut the hell up.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
right.
better
And
speak, Anthony.
it's right. People
My
listen
purse.
to respond
No, no, you can turn on the light, but
and
I'm
not
not.
listen to understand.
Right? Yeah. All right, we'll come down the right.
And that's a big issue, is that a lot of us do it. A lot of us do it. We listen to respond because we can't wait to say something back. And like Anson said, we're not listening to hearing what the person has to say. But because sometimes with men, and I can say with men, when women talk emotionally, men listen to the first few words, and if they feel like this person's talking emotionally, everything is Charlie Brown voice. Wah 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 wah
Right.
wah wah wah.
In one ear, not the other.
Women,
But that's the same way
women
women do to men when
listen,
they
listen,
talking
listen, Doc,
nonsense.
Doc, Doc. Let me finish. I got this.
Okay,
Thanks.
gotcha.
Women shut down when men are too direct. When men say, "Hey, does this dress make me look fat?" And the man say, "Yes, it does." Guess what's gonna happen? He's got to do a half hour of damage control.
Mm-hmm.
So men learn to you try to be economic with words, but we're not always perfect at that. And that's kind of where I go with the logic and emotion. Because a woman can cut a man to the bone and don't have to say a lot of words. She could say, Yo Johnson is underwhelming. And could be talking the straight truth. And could be talking the straight truth. And dude's just gonna be like, oh God, she got me. Now, if he was emotional, he put hands on her. But if he knew that he knew the truth in the self, he's gonna be like, I can't be with her. I'll just say, you got this, and bow out. So it's not that women can't speak logically or make direct observations. It's that when they do it, it's a weapon. Because y'all tell y'all girls all day, she can look like a 5-pound sausage in a 2-pound bag. Oh, you look good, girl. But let her talk to your man. And he be like, that fat so and so. Don't mind that. But that's the question I have. How do you improve your communication to your significant other or person you're interested in? I'll go silent because it's long.
Anyone have a take on that question? Any man, any woman would like to answer? Bridget?
Restate the question, please.
He said, I guess he can't restate it.
I got it, Doc. I said, how do you as a person improve your communication when you're talking to a person you're interested in or a partner?
You have to find that all depends on the person. There's no flat answer in my opinion that you can give with that simply
Right.
because
But I'm
everybody's
talking about
different.
you. You not everybody. Talk about you.
No, me specifically, the way that I define communication, you just have to be direct. That's what I've found works best for me. If there's a problem, we got to sit down and discuss the problem. If there's something that you need to say, you need to say it, and I need to be able to say it, but we need to be able to say it in a way that we're not cutting each other to the quick. I'm not trying to make you bleed. You're not
Yes,
trying to make
and
me
you're
bleed.
speaking like generally like a man would speak.
Yeah,
But
let's just
I just
lay it out
said
here
you can't always be like that with
with a woman.
speaking to women.
No, you can't, because a lot of
Yes, you
times
can.
it's
Yes, you
like
can. You
it's
can.
like
Yes,
their
you can.
goal is to find a way to cut you behind the knee to make you 2 feet shorter than you already are. And then when you're down and you're ready to just say, can we just drop this and move on to something else? No, we can't drop it. I got 1,000 more words that I got to get out. And if I don't get them out, I'm going to die.
But that
Well,
doesn't mean
I
you can't
am
be
a verbal
direct.
person.
You want people to be direct.
Yeah, I am a verbal person, and yes, I'm a Sagittarius, and I am brutally honest. So once I have something to say, I need to say it, and then I move on. I can forget about it. But if
Then
I
you're a
try to hold
rarity.
it in, I
You are a
will.
rarity.
Yes, and the thing about that is, men, sometimes you brush things off and you have to take it seriously. So what's important to you may not be important to her, and vice versa, but you have to respect the fact that whatever you got going on, she has to pause, she has to listen, and she has to respect your feelings, and vice versa. But no, I think us women are very flexible. I think it's you men who are a little bit arrogant.
You have been drinking this evening, haven't you?
No, I'm putting it to you.
Yes, you have. Because I'm sure every man on this panel will agree with me. We can come in with a problem, we will state that problem in 10 words or less, and we done. You come in with a problem, you got 1,000 words and 999 of those words had absolutely nothing to do with what the real issue is.
Okay. Don't be ragging on the women. So what you're saying is just that we are more elaborate on our verbiage.
No, what I'm saying is you're more emotional, and elaboration ain't got nothing to do with it. Because we can say what we got to say, we done, we letting it go, we move on. You want to
Max,
say
say what
something
you got to
like,
say
are
and
you
move on.
done? Are you done?
Like
And you're
I
saying you're done,
said,
and we walk away, and then you get mad at us for walking away. You just
you
said you were
need
done.
to
Now you're still
listen
talking.
more and respect the feelings of the other person.
We
And
can't.
then whether you like it or not, whether it hurts your feelings or not, you have to respect their thoughts.
We respect your thoughts. I'm not saying not to respect your thoughts. I respect thoughts. I respect women to the fullest. But it's the fact that if we say, are you done? You go quiet. We walk away. We have taken
If
10
you
steps
tell
down the
me,
hall,
if you
and
tell
then you
that to
come
me, I'm
grab
gonna
us
bring
by the
out Whitney
throat and
Houston.
pull
Get
us
up
back.
to the door. I'm not done. You gonna sit here and listen to what I have to say.
That's the
And
whole
that's part of the
problem.
problem what I was saying earlier. Sometimes you just don't know when to shut up. You can't
Just let
listen
it
if you
go.
steady talking. So if you steady talking, there is no conversation. It's just you talking.
Okay,
And what would
Dr. Fab, we need a role play on this one for real, because if a woman is saying what she has to say directly and short, and the man asks, are you done? And if she is done, she's done. But then you can't bring it back up. We're done. But he can't bring it up either. Because we said what we had to say and we're done.
So, okay, who wrote the rule that y'all bring up stuff from 1873?
Thank
No,
you.
no. Once we say we are done, that's off the table. It's
No,
off
it's
the table.
not. No. I
Yes,
firmly
it is.
disagree, and I try not
Because
to.
if you come to me with it again, I'm gonna say, hold up, we done with
It
that.
ain't us. It's not
We're done with
us.
that.
It's not us. And I'm
No,
sure again, every man on this panel would
no.
agree.
Y'all have a long memory.
Very long.
A long
We
memory.
have
You're
forgotten
never
stuff
gonna
that y'all
forget.
remember
Can't bring
for
it
no
up.
reason.
We
have a
we
reason
On
will
the
to
5th of
forgive,
May,
but we
you had
don't
a red
forget.
shirt on, I had a white shirt on, and you told me that I looked fat. Huh?
Thank you.
But baby,
did you
but
look
wait a
back?
minute. And the man's gonna say, but baby, you did. But now you lost a little weight. Let's try it on and see how you look. Call it a day.
Okay,
What I won't do though, I'm never gonna ask a man, never ever, how I look.
Cause you already know.
Because I can look in that mirror and see just what the hell I look like. I will never ask. I have never in my life asked a man, how do I look? If he doesn't give me the compliment, I'm still good. I stood in that mirror and saw what I look like.
All right. I appreciate that.
So you got Dream and you got Tara.
Yeah.
Their
Go ahead,
hands
Dream.
are up.
Okay, so my thoughts is this goes back to communication and knowing who you're communicating with. And just like they say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So if we know we're different communicators, and now that we're older and we're kind of like more mature and we know better and can do better, we need to adjust, both men and women, to suit whoever our partners are. Because if you know something is going to make someone uncomfortable, I don't think like you should say it, but it's almost like, how are you? And then I feel like if you feel like we're emotional, I feel like on some level, an emotion, because then and that you do things to unleash or bring out that emotion. So I have a feeling this whole way, I think it's a process of learning, but I think things that we fuss about, it's a part of that being and part of the relationship, the part you like. Like you always know that couple you, and then they're like sleeping with each other 2 minutes. So it's almost like, I don't know. I feel like if communication is really a thing, it should be a thing where we're learning how to communicate with the person and what are their things, what are your things, and how we can move together.
Can we just get how can I put this? Can we just get a disclaimer at the beginning of the conversation? When y'all just need to talk, just tell us. We just want you to listen.
Now,
we don't want, and that way we can prepare ourselves.
What the women that you're with needs. I'm sorry. That's how it is, and how it should be.
No, you just say in the beginning, I need to talk.
I'm learning.
And that way we'll know just, okay, let me go grab a beer. Let me go grab something to drink because I'm going to be here for about 30 minutes listening to this.
Or an hour.
Exactly. Let a
cognac
brother know.
Ready. Get the cognac.
Let a brother know.
Tara got
That's
a
all
hand
I'm
up.
saying.
Tara got a hand up. Let her.
Yes,
let her,
come on and get Tara, because it's 10:09.
I want to try to make this very sweet. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I feel like this. One, men don't want to hear what we're talking about. So all of that, can you just sit down and listen to me? It's not going to work because you're going to tune us out once we're 2 sentences in the freaking conversation anyway. And it's because I feel like women, we look to solve an issue when we're talking to you. If we feel like it's something wrong, I want to know, what are your thoughts on it? How did we get to this place? How can we move past this and not have to come back to this place? And because men shut down so easily, y'all don't want to hear it, don't want to talk about it, we can't get to the resolution we really want to get to. So now the whole household is in a whole uproar because nobody's on the same page.
Get Anson. Get Anson.
I disagree.
Please, Anson.
I disagree with that because it's not that we tone you out. It's just that, like I said before, sometimes you just don't know when to shut up.
So you tend to tune us out because you don't want to hear it.
No, because if you always got something to say, that's when we get to the point where we don't want to hear it no more because you always got something to say.
So let me ask you a question.
Over and over again.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If we just, like you said, we don't know how to shut up, why is it's so hard for y'all to have a conversation?
Well, I that doesn't apply to me because I have no problem saying whatever I have to say. But to answer for a man that may not want to talk to you, it's probably because he's tired of listening to you.
So y'all don't want to hear what we're saying.
That and y'all get turned off so quick. You know, the least little thing, you know, I think that's what happens with the whole dating online, in person. You quit so easy on the least little bit of thing that you might not like, that could probably be corrected somewhere along the line. You know, so if he says one thing, you're like, oh, you turned off, and then once you made that little face, then I'm gonna shut down.
I think people need to have a better understanding of how to communicate in a conversation. I don't want anyone talking at me, and I'm not going to talk to or at anyone. But a conversation is where, yeah, you can say your point, I can say my point, and you're going to sit and listen to me just like you want me to sit and listen to you. But don't just say, well, I don't want to hear what you're going to say because I already made my point. So let me go and grab me a beer. Like, that's not going to work. And that's why men and women can never be on the same page with a lot of different things.
Well, it's not just men and women, it's person to person. That's the problem with people.
True. I agree. That is a better statement. So people just don't know how to communicate, and that's a problem.
Communication, and
but it's not because women talk too much. No, we don't talk too much. We be wanting to know what the heck the problem is. Y'all just don't want to hear it.
Also, we want to just get in and solve the problem, and I think that's another part of it too. Man, when you tell us what it is, our first instinct is to solve the problem. Okay, she said this. This is how we fix it. We done. No, when we get ready to solve the problem, then you got to come up with section A, B, C, D, E through Z. We done solved the problem 20 minutes ago, but we still got to sit here and wait.
Brother, that's
Listen
because
to what else you got to say before we can solve the problem.
We're trying to kill the root so it doesn't come back. So that's
Thank you, ladies.
We done dug it up, threw it out, put it in the trash, set it on the curb. We done did that
whole thing.
Okay.
Exactly.
Understood.
Y'all forever in Mars.
Yeah, okay. So you know what? We're going to agree to disagree this evening with the men thinking that the women talk too much, and the women just want to know what the real truth is. Okay?
No, not talk too much. Not talk too much. Is that y'all want to explain in such detail that it becomes mind-numbing?
No, we want to tell you so that you can truly understand, because sometimes you all will say you understand when you really don't. So most of the time
we cut all of we try to
we're
cut
breaking
all of
it down
No,
for people to understand.
the bottom line is
Thank you.
Don't questions because you're afraid you will get caught in a lie. So you rather just
to do with lies.
You rather
just want to be done with it.
That's all that is.
We just want to go out, shoot something, be done with it, come back home, have a good time with the wife. That's it. We don't really care about all the extenuating circumstances.
Oh, okay. All right, Anson, you got your hand up. You're going to be our last winner for the evening so that we can close out.
Well, I was going to say that it's not that we don't listen to y'all. It's not about you talking too much. It's about we don't want to hear it because we not getting listened to because you're steady talking and not listening to us. That's the problem right there. It's not the fact that we don't want to hear you. It's that you talk too much to where you can't hear us.
Okay.
To where everything that you say you must be heard, but nothing that we says is heard, or very minimal parts of it are heard. That's the problem with communication between men and women, is that you think everything that you say needs to be heard, and nothing that we say has to be heard. That's the problem right there.
Okay. So like I said, we can agree to disagree, and we will table this, and I'm going to let all my people say their good nights and all that good stuff. Dr. Feelgood, is all on you.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight and listening tonight. Lively discussion. Actually, we talked about communication. We drifted a little bit, but we came back to conversation.
We did.
And in this conversation and communication, we kind of talked past each other, but I think people heard and also listened.
Okay.
And we may not get to where we need to get to in one night,
but we're going to get there.
All right. Well, we appreciate
Back
that.
to you, Dr. Fab.
All right. Special K.
I want to thank everyone. This was a fun show tonight. Very interesting conversation. Thank you for everyone who took part in the conversation. And you all have a good night and have a blessed rest of your week.
All right, distinguished brother.
Good conversation, everyone, and I think what we'll probably wind up doing is touching on this at another date and time. But everyone have a great weekend.
All right, and Lady T.
Thank you all. I put in the chat the 21 questions, so you can download it. You can ask me. You can email me if you have comments. But thank you all for attending. Thank you for being faithful, and have a great weekend.
All right, and Action Jackson had a little situation that took place, so he had to leave us. So I'm sure in his parting, he's thanking everyone for coming on, and so do I. Thank you, everyone, and always remember, you can always agree to disagree, but don't let this be your last time coming. And always know Upscale Love is here for you. And guess what, you all? Smooches. Good night. Mwah.
Good night.